And we are live. What is up? What's happening? Salute to the tribe. I mean, I'm saluting right now. You can't see, but I'm doing it. What is going on, y'all? Look, I'm in the middle of doing the insanity workout, and I never pause it. I'm about 11 minutes balls deep. So I just finished the warm up, doing the whole, it's not just stretching, it's Pilates. So I'm in the middle of my, I'm saying, Pilates type stretching, right? And that's the only time that I watch content. This is live, by the way, live. I know I'm dropping my pre-record lives, but that's to keep the algorithm going. You guys support those videos as well. But this is your boy. This is live. This is what's happening right now. It's 2:11. Okay. Pause the workout because again, that's the only time I watch content. That's how I preview. I don't never watch the videos all the way through. I just preview them a little bit whenever I'm working out because a lot of times these women say crazy stuff and it motivates me during the workout anyway. So I'm not wasting energy, and I don't like sitting on my ass. I don't like doom scrolling. I can't do that. I have to be working out, going for a walk while I'm on a phone. I realize these phones, they are the hand of the devil. Anyway, so my whole thing about this is I had to pause the workout and immediately, I even got a live stream scheduled for right now that's going off. But I had to respond to this because this is the issue that we're having. We're having this issue of uh, conflicting statements and chameleon behavior. You gotta smash that like button. But it just seems to me like these women are all over the place because, like, out one side of the neck, they'll be talking about, men are the solution, men are what we need. And then right out the other side of the neck, they're getting emotional. And I think a lot of this has to do. And I'm an engineer. If you guys don't know my background, I'm an engineer. I used to work for the government, in the military, and then at the White House. So my background is communication at the highest level. So my job at the White House Communications Agency was to collect data. Okay, I can say this much. To collect data from different agencies, to consolidate, organize that data, and then to present that, what we call message traffic, to the military officer in charge that would then take that information and give it right to the president. So the way I had to collect information, put it together and organize it would go right to the eyes of the president. Can't make no flaws. So that's a little bit about what I did. So I know how to research people. And what happened is these internet clowns and YouTubers and content creators have messed around and started watching the wrong kind of guy. I can tell who's watching me. I can tell from when they pick up my ad libs. And so I know, right? So I'm telling you all this to say I'm really good at researching people. I'm really good at noticing things, patterns. I'm really, really good. And I worked at the highest level, not no job, no, the White House. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in the Army. When most Army guys go into work, when they walk by at the battalion building, there's like 35 people on the wall. There's like 30 officers, that are ahead of them in rank that they got to look at. I only had, it was a president and then the whammo officer. And we were right on it. That was a very short line of chain of command underneath the president. I was a trip site lead. When you guys see presidents on these different locations, right? At the podium, right? The people that make sure all that sound equipment works and everything is set up properly, that's what I did. I can't say much more than that, but like that's what the White House Communications Agency, the whammo, that's what they do. So I like to study, and I'm studying these goofies online, and I gotta say, like, listen, I know a lot of y'all just do stuff to get clout, and I know a lot of y'all watch me, so I'm going to be more responsible, and I do have this warrior mentality, and sometimes it do get the best of me. You got to remember, I am a combat Army veteran. I am about that, right? But I can see that there's personalities online, and they're very influential, and I don't know. It just seems like whenever I start kicking up mud and I start, acting all bad or whatever, it seems like it spreads, you know, and I don't like that. It seems like other content creators start trying to be tough, and then and then I got to look at myself through them, and I don't like seeing that, man. I hate that. You know, I be going off, and then I see these other content creators starting to go off for no reason. I'm like, I got to take responsibility. I know a lot of y'all watch me and don't admit it, and I'm very influential, so I'm gonna tone that back down. I'm gonna tone that back down. You know, because it's immature out here. We're too old for this. It's too much of this wanting to act tough and posture and stuff. And I need to realize y'all ain't gonna never admit that y'all watch my stuff. So it is what it is. But if I see the influence and I know where it's coming from, because if I'm talking peace, love, and light, it's pretty much peaceful. Guys will just be like taking like witty jabs at each other. But if I'm out here talking about, you know, fighting, and next thing you know it, bunch of little nigga fights want to pop up all over the internet, and I got, man, let me just shut up and stop influencing people like that. So I'm gonna tone that back down. And I said everything I needed to say anyway about that. But I'm gonna take my a little bit of responsibility for all this I can see right now. So you know, content creators out there, us as males, man, let's tone it back down, man. You know, let's tone it back down. We hit the gym, the testosterone is flowing, but we got to influence people the right way. You know, we got younger guys out here watching us, and they already ready to crash out. You know how them YNs are. So, you know, we got to like influence them a different kind of way. We got to chill out. We got to stop. We can't be on that fighting stuff. Can't do it. You know, handle it like gentlemen. If you're going to do it, do it. I see people talking about, you know, some of you people that want to keep crashing out doing boxing matches and doing it for charity. Do what you got to do, man. Make it fun. A lot of this stuff, you guys, you got to, you know, understand. You see it on the internet. It's not all real. If you see a couple guys arguing and they end up laughing in the middle of it, you got to understand what you're seeing. You know what I mean? But we're going to chill out on that kind of energy, that aggressive. I just work out a lot, and I got to grow up. So I'm, you know, I'm acknowledging my part in it is what I'm saying. Now, that's me taking accountability for the influence that I can obviously see that I have on the internet, even if people don't tell me that I'm one of the people that they watch, right? Because egos are in the way. I get it, man. A lot of y'all built your platforms a certain. I'm just an army guy, y'all. I don't have ego like you think. I have a certain level of it to keep me alive. You know what I mean? A little bit of pride, but I'm not really built like a lot of you people that are online. So, you know, bear with me. But in this video right here, bro, these two videos, you see this young lady, you know, and the title is, you know, the goddess says black men who date outside of their race are suffering from mommy issues. And it's disgusting. All right, let's frame this right. Whatever black men are doing, or wherever black women, okay, let's put it like this. Wherever black women decide to date, black men 100% support y'all. We know that you have a marital rate of like 26%. But I'm just going to put I have direct, close family members that ended up marrying outside the race after being pro-black all their 20s, right? Didn't judge them. Same women were judging me whenever me and my brother were just dating women that liked us. That'd be black, white, Asian, whatever. And, you know, siblings and family members cracking on us. And the next thing you know it, you know, given the opportunity, end up getting a Brad. Don't judge them. I love my family members I've gotten from those relationships. I love the family bonds that we've created, you know, with the white sides of the family that you know, because that kind of stuff brings people closer together. And we get to get over some cultural divides through the younger people forcing us to kind of interact. So this right here is just a bad framing and perspective to start with. Like, what do you care where black men are, you know, wanting to date? It's not that serious. There's plenty of black men for you to get. So I want you to understand what she's saying. So don't get upset. Given how the guy sitting next to her is asking these questions to her, and he looks like he can't. This guy right here, I'm not, like I said, I'm not starting nothing with nobody anymore. I'm just gonna let me just leave it at that. Let me just leave it at that. I'll just say I don't know where this dude's coming or going, but a lot of people just trying to ride waves to go viral. But he is a black man, right? I don't know if he's, from the States or he's a tether or whatever, but he is a black man. And he seems like he's in agreement with her. But here's the thing. Why does he care what other black men are doing? And why does he feel like he has anything to say about it? Why does he feel like he can say anything about it? He's not your daddy, your brother, or anybody, like, you know what I'm saying? He's not showing you respect, putting some woman on his show to speak for him. Right? Like that's not the, so what I'm saying is what's going on in this video is weird. And this is what I mean by platforming women that just don't know how to speak about black men properly consistently. Because I'm going to show you another video where she's pandering to black men. So I spoke about this before, how these chameleons will pander to black men, hit the algorithm. Once they get their views up, the sisterhood come after that ass. And then they were going to do this anyway. They switch over to man bashing or black male critiquing. And my issue with this is only black women do this. You don't hear white women talking about, man, if you won't date a woman that looks like your mother, you have issues, mommy issues, and it's disgusting. They don't say stuff like that. They literally speak in terms of all men so they don't mess up their opportunity to possibly end up with a Brad because they're not stupid. These women are in their emotions so much they don't care. And they feel so entitled to you, even though you're not related to them. You're just both black and you're from America. So what they do is use this community thing as a way to build this, what supposedly is a tighter connection. It's not. It's a way for them to tether themselves to you. And that community tethering, that's what I call it, black community tethering. They can tether themselves to you. And then that allows them to critique you. So now, since it's a black community, niggas that you don't know, that you would never even allow to breathe around you, feel like they can watch you and critique you. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Within the black community, we have a class system just like any other race. You know where you fall. You know if you ratchet. You know if you ghetto. You know if you're trash. You know exactly what you are. You know if you're an intellectual. You know if you're a go-getter. You know if you're one of the guys that all the women, you know who you are. You know where you fall. So you don't get to just talk about any group of black people with, no. We have a class system within there. And when I see certain people critiquing others, that's above your pay grade. You can maybe from the outside of other races looking in, it appear that it's blacks critiquing black. No. It's a different class of blacks critiquing another class of blacks. You don't have the right to do so. You ain't on that level. I don't give a crap what kind of money you have. Hey, listen, getting online and showing a lot of your body and doing theatrics and fake videos to go viral, that has nothing to do with how you're viewed by other black Americans. Nothing to do with it. Black people judge black people on a high level. So they're all the way you talk. I don't care what you say in some of your videos. Black people are going to find out if you talk ghetto, if you don't know how to enunciate properly. And I hate to say this, but if you ain't enunciating your words properly, or you can't articulate proper thought, they're going to put you in a certain level of black people. Nigga, I don't care what you feel about it. That's just what it is. And those same people that know that you can't really speak right, whenever you start talking, they're not going to let it bother them, right? Because they know that you're not on that level of black to where you can even speak about us. Regardless of your money, you got to remember, in this country, they love entertainment and entertainers. And you don't have to be a smart black person. You just got to be able to sing and dance, nigga. Dance, nigga. That's all you got to be able to do. So don't conflate like money and clout with class. You know what I'm saying? Like we know, right? So having that framed properly, I believe black women that are on their purpose, God-fearing, and love black men aren't out here trying to tell black men who they can date and trying to find a way to structure it to make it make sense. Everyone's allowed their preference. You go where you're appreciated. Now, if you feel like the kind of men that you like, which is what this is about, aren't giving you a chance, then you need to work on you and compete. This whole black community thing, that's a shaming tactic that you use to tether yourself to black men that other women won't, but you feel entitled to because they're also black, but you don't know them. You don't know their family. We just happen to be black people in America. You know what I mean? And you don't care nothing about those kind of black men until those black men are getting attention from other groups. And now it's, well, we got all different shades. You know, if you want, you know, a lighter woman, you can, lady, shut the hell up. It's not about skin complexion. There's culture. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot into it. You don't sound in bed the same way a snow bunny does. And a snow bunny don't sound the same way an Asian woman does. No matter if a snow bunny is pale white or the black woman is light bright, all right? Y'all moan different. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. As a black dude, you know how most black women be moaning, man. Oh, shit. You know what I mean? So they be moaning for the most part. You know how snow bunnies be moaning? And then you definitely know how them Asian chicks be doing it. My goodness. Come on. And I mean, it's not just in the bedroom, though. We're different culturally. It's not about complexion, just like, you know, like women's booty going to move a little bit different than other women's. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So, listen, preference is preference. We don't care who y'all date. And every black man I know for the most part don't. And a lot of black content creators don't. There are some black dudes that be sounding butthurt, but a lot of them don't. So I don't understand this. You guys smash that like button. So I don't know whether it's pandering to the sisterhood or it's the actual thoughts coming out after they get a little bit of notoriety. But like this chick, I got 2 videos I'm going to show you. And they're, you know, contrasting ideologies. And I personally believe that these women watch a lot of content creators. And I think once they hear something they don't want to hear from one of these podcasters that they like a lot, then it's scorched earth. It's you know, these black men, it's disgusting. They hate their mothers. I don't believe it. Yo, I don't believe it. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video, let it play through, you know, let her get her point across. But it has to be said, man, we don't care who y'all date. As long as you're happy and not bothering us, it doesn't matter. So why in the world do you feel like you have any authority over who we date or your opinion matters? Right? Like, why is it even a thing? You know, y'all claim that y'all have no problem getting men. She seems fairly attractive. I'm sure she has DMs full. But apparently the men that she wants are dating outside the race. You can't disguise that. If you have a problem with men dating outside the race and you have options of men within the race, then you making a big deal about something that doesn't affect you doesn't make any sense. But if the guys that you find attractive are talking about going overseas and dating outside the race, then all of this makes sense. Anyway, you guys, smash that like button. We're going to go ahead and get into these 2 videos real quick.
Black men that date outside of their race?
I think that it's just a reflection on how they feel about themselves and their mothers.
Speak about it. I don't think you're going in depth.
If you would choose to date a woman that is outside the race of your mother, then did she not do you right? Like, what is up with that? There's something weird there. You know, I mean, we literally have the widest range. You know, if it's just the light skin, get you a light skin sister. If it's the hair texture, there's plenty of black women with a unique hair texture. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? You want a woman with the accent? We're all over the place. You can get a French black woman. We're all over the place. Why would you choose, especially if you're dating white? Why would you choose your oppressor's race? These people are still oppressing us. They're still creating systems, and they're still committing genocides against our people all over the planet. Why would you stoop so low? Like, to date that. That's disgusting.
So how do you feel about black men that date outside of their race?
Well, black women were dating the slave master during slavery. So we can go there if you want to. You know what I mean? Sneaking into the barns. I know you'd be like, oh, well, black men just used to give the women over to the slave masters. It wasn't like that. Black men had no authority. And a lot of y'all wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Not like the ones that snuck around with them and the husband didn't know. You know what I mean? So it goes like further back than what she's making it seem. And her thing, and let's frame it like this. He can call this woman a goddess, queen, queen, mother earth, goddess, whatever he want to do, right? Shout out to KS. But her thinking that this is disgusting, that men are dating outside the race, means absolutely nothing. She's absolutely nobody. So let's frame that first of all. I'm just using her as a representation of an issue that a lot of black men are seeing from black women. But this individual's that he believes is a goddess, right? It doesn't matter what she thinks. If she was doing what she needed, she'd be married with child in wedlock and wouldn't have any opinion of what other men are doing. Her husband wouldn't respect that, and she wouldn't disrespect her husband doing that. Okay. So what happens is this seems like it comes from a hurt place, you know, and again on a podcast. And like I said, people got to click up whenever they want to say some wild stuff and, you know, have some dude there laughing about it or whatever. He don't represent us. He's not like us. We're worried about that, whatever the hell he got going on and his rise to his own celebrity, doing whatever the hell he's doing to get there and give a crap that dude thing. Her thoughts on this don't mean anything, but it does represent how black women get upset and disgusted and think, well, why can't you just get with one flavor of us? Listen, we don't want to. We want to try something different. If that's what it is, that's what it is. You know, the same way y'all keep wanting the thugs and bad boys and these super tall dudes, or it's your preference. Do what you do. But why do you think you have the right to do what you want to do? And then whenever you want to settle down or you want to have a good guy or make some kids, you want one of us to be waiting there, you know, like, hey, queen, I've been here for you. I'm glad you're giving me the opportunity at the ripe age of 33. No, it's no, you see, you have no retirement plan. You see your fun times are adding up. And now it's like, it's disgusting to see black men that probably don't get treated right by the women of their community. Hence the reason why they leave. Find happiness amongst other communities. That's disgusting to you. Like you're finding a way to cope by making up stuff about what you assume a mother issue is. You're making assumptions. You have no degree in nothing. You sat down with no black man with that degree and allowed him to give you enough background for you to diagnose him with anything. Right? Just saying stuff. And on the internet, it sounds nice. But you're not helping black men and women heal with this. And to be platformed and somebody kiki when you're wrong as hell, you know, again, why we can't say that all black men can be trusted. We don't know a pander. He kind of does this too. Like he'll speak right like he's supposed to about black men. And then I don't know what, again, you know, women watch more content than men do. Then he'll switch up and do something like this. I can't get down with people that just do this stuff. Like I you know, stay consistent with something, man. Where do you lay on things, or is it just whatever's trending? You know, because I want to say that because this video right here came out, you know, not even long before this.
You know, a lot of women complain about men being the problem, when all actuality, men are the solution. This baby girl, all that shit you complaining about, a man will have you straight. A man would have you straight. And the reality is, a man ain't gonna put up with no bitch. And I'm gonna leave that there. You know, a lot of women complain about men being the problem.
Sorry, y'all. Just I wasn't expecting her to say that. You know, being as how, you know, she's saying this.
So how do you feel about black men that date outside of their race?
I think that it's just a reflection on how they feel about themselves and their mothers.
Speak about it. I don't
mean,
think you're going in depth.
If you would choose to date a woman that is outside the race of your mother, then did she not do you right? Like, what is up with that? There's something weird there. I mean, we literally have the widest range. If it's just the light skin, get you a light skinned sister. If it's the hair texture, there's plenty of black women with a unique hair texture. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? You want a woman with a accent? We're all over the place. You can get a French black woman. We're all over the place. Why would you choose, especially if you're dating white? Why would you choose your oppressor's race?
Lady, stop with that. You know what I'm saying? It's gaslighting. If you're going to go all the way with it, then don't work for your oppressor either. But you're doing it on white jobs. You're doing it with them white brands on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear none of that selective outrage. That selective hotapism. Like I ain't got time for that, man. I can't even believe you hotaps are still around. But this is ignorant as hell, right? And I guess if you're gonna put your foot in the sand, you need to do what you got to do. Well, the message is very clear. You know what I mean? That you have a problem with black men that have options. You have a problem with black men exploring those options, and you don't really have a good reason to justify your problem with it. This is immature. This is stuff like that was being said, 20, 30 years ago, right? And again, you can't even assume that she's mixed because, she's obviously making it clear that there's multiple shades of black. It would be really hypocritical if found out that one of her parents were some type of mixed, but she's making the point to say that there's this, large array of black. So light skin with freckles would definitely be within that. But what if a man just wanted a redhead with freckles? What's wrong with that? Right? Black women go to these pop the balloon shows and their humiliation rituals, by the way, and say all kind of crazy stuff and be like, you remind me of my brother. You remind me of my cousin. Well, maybe that nigga don't want to be with a woman that reminds him of his sister or his cousin. Regardless of whatever shade you are. Maybe he wants to try something different. You get to go out and try different foods and different things and different play. Why can't he try a different woman? Why do you get to dictate what kind of women we should be with? Why do you feel entitled to that? You see what I mean by black community? You see what they do with it? See, white men don't play that shit. White women start talking about community, they gonna call them some type of racist or bigot or something. And because they know what that means. When you start allowing women to structure how you speak and think and come up with terms like community, right? When we're supposed to all be Americans. But, if there's a black community, then it should be community that we don't really need to be speaking about like that, the same way other races don't. So when you got to go online and promote it, you're really using it to shame and insult black men. Get them back to the plantation. And you don't need to be out. No other race does that. They handle all that communitized shit behind closed doors. They be having their little secret get-togethers. And you know how the white folks in these other races be doing? You don't know what they be doing completely because they keep it so secret. Some of these whites, I agree, they still have slavery memorabilia. Got some bones of a nigga somewhere or some slave's dick in a jar somewhere, you know what I mean? That they still trying to get strong off of. I mean? Like, of course, I get it. But the way that you're speaking about this is just the complete wrong way. You seem like another massa telling us what we can and can't do. And you're completely out of place and out of pocket. I don't know what black man recently done pissed you off, but on the behalf of that podcaster that you cannot stop watching, shut the hell up. Suck my dick. We don't give a damn what you talking about. We don't care. You can think whatever you want, lollipops and rainbows. Black men need to find some black woman of some shade to get with. If you don't get your ass over to Dr. Umar and you niggas start making more babies and he has another baby mama that he won't marry and shut the hell up, mind your business. if whatever product you're presenting isn't what the black man that you want, if it's not what he wants, then it is what it is. Level up and become more of what he wants. If it seemed like you like a guy that likes to soil his royal oats abroad, with that ability to move around like that, well, then you need to make yourself look a little bit more, I don't know, man, culturally ambiguous. I don't know, whatever you got to do, but step up to the plate or shut up. Whining about it's not going to get you that man, right? You try pandering to get him, didn't work. And now you're going to do the opposite. See, this is what we're talking about. You don't get what you want. So does that mean all the nice stuff you say is bullshit? Just to get what you want? It's just BS? This is why these niggas be like, no, Keisha, you can't even trust a good one. This is why they talk this way. Because when you don't get what you want, now it's just burn everything down. And, I'm telling you, man, the stuff that black women are allowed to get away with, this community thing is something that has to go. In the terms that y'all use it in, like obviously white folks come together in certain ways of community, Asian, Spanish, but they don't do it like we doing it over here in the States. It's like a humiliation, shaming ritual. Like, because we never do what we're supposed to be doing. For the community, you black men and you black men are leaving the community and making baby mamas in the community. Man, listen, all of us aren't doing that. As a matter of fact, the majority of black men don't even have kids. Okay? Your preference is running around making a bunch of babies with y'all. And we don't consider them men. Guys got different names for them. They're males, Pookie, Dusty, whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying? And those who you procreate with. And then you put the blame on the black male community and then start talking community. You chose to lay with trash. And you made some trash with that trash. And now you're trying to call all black men that trash. No. I didn't lay with you. You didn't get my dick wet. You know what I'm saying? Your old man didn't make me come. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever he did to you. So I have nothing to do with that. You have nothing to do with me. I don't believe that black women should be, if they're fucking these pookies and allowing these pookies, why? That got nothing to do with us. That ain't got nothing to do with us. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't get to turn around after messing with the guys that we keep telling you to leave alone and then say, yeah, but you black guys got to take care of their community. Now it's black guys, right? Well, listen, why didn't we get a say in who you made a baby with? Like, so while you running around with these leftover dudes, why we didn't get a say? Why weren't we able to say at that time, okay, per the black community, we need y'all to make babies with men that are smart, have good genetics, and are going to be able to, make generations, going to lead the black community in the right direction. You're just laying with a bunch of dudes that you feel like have whatever body type that makes you feel good and get you wet. No one's ever running down these baby daddies. We don't know where they work. We don't know if they work. We don't know what they were doing when they met you. We don't know if they have their own car, nothing. All we hear from y'all is what you want after making babies with them. And then how you blame all black men. It's a small group of black men making babies with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It don't make any sense. So if most y'all don't even like black dudes like that, and then these other dudes are going outside the race and doing what we got to do, how are they responsible for you letting that pookie bust a nut in you? But why should we have to come back and save, or you weren't raised right? Natural selection needs to go ahead and come into place and do what it has to do. But we're not going to sit here and allow you to use this type of crazy talk of community to shame men that know better than laying with leftover. Now, I'm not saying all black women. I'm just saying, like, y'all out here with a bunch of kids, and the ones that are complaining about black men with options, y'all are like leftover women. We don't want y'all. You don't qualify for the men you want. It's got you super butthurt. That's just what it is. You want above your pay grade. You want a man out of your weight class. You get what you deserve. The guys DMing you that you won't give a shot, that's your level. The guys that you're watching online and putting yourself in an imaginary proxy relationship with, those are just dream guys, man. You're not never supposed to have them. Social media is not real. Who's in your DMs and who's approaching you? That is your level. And you need to go ahead and start entertaining those gentlemen at that level, because you're getting bitter. And we know where this is coming from. Y'all admit to it a whole lot. How y'all keep watching these podcasters. Listen to how women talk. When they project on the men and say things like, y'all don't listen to understand, you're listening to respond. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So when they're sitting here watching these podcasters all day talk about what we like and what we don't like, it really messes with their head and they can't even hide it no more. So it definitely goes to show to the podcasters or men that they find attractive. This woman, you can't tell me, doesn't have men in her DMs. The dude right next to her, he can't stop cheesing. He should be offended. He should be offended. Because she's more worried about men that don't want nothing to do with her. And I'm pretty sure he would. Right? Because he ain't talking like, he's dating outside his race. So he's there. He's open. He's an option. And she's talking like he don't exist. This is what guys are talking about. He obviously ain't her type. So she don't find him physically attractive. So she's speaking to him as if he don't exist. As if her best options that she liked the most are going overseas and dating outside her race. That she's obviously seen a lot of guys that she like dating white women. She specifically pointed out white women. Of course, she attached the slavery thing to it, because whenever these Negroes want to win an argument, they always got to gaslight you some kind of way. That selective outrage. You know what I'm saying? Try to shame you or some type of way. I mean, it is what it is. I use their techniques to a certain degree. Like when black women in America act like they're the only black women in the world, and I sit there and say, you're disrespecting black women, you know what I'm saying? On the continent, in these different countries. You act like black women in America are the only black women. That's very disrespectful. You know what I mean? It's like the same type stuff. Messing with their heads, playing with words, right? It is some truth to it, but it's playing with words. Now, the only truth to it that I'm going to say is that, these women aren't those men's preference, and they decided they want to date somewhere else. As far as having mother issues, that's kind of crazy to say. You have to be really careful when you're trying to diagnose people and you have no degree and nothing. It really shows how ignorant you are. This is where bedside manner comes into play and stuff of that nature. This is why professionals are paid what they're paid, because they know they got to accumulate data. Like I'm an engineer, / architect. I know I got to accumulate data, and using that data, come to a good conclusion or analysis. You know what I mean? Diagnosis, whatever. You can't go off of a snippet of what you see men are doing online, which is a small portion of their life. And you have no idea how they move, how they are with their families, the reasons why they're dating outside their race, and then just start saying this and casting this broad net over all black men. And then you're wondering why black men are dating out. Well, you're not giving them a great representation or a good reason to date in. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, this is just complaining and whining, and it's framed as not even constructive criticism. This is criticism, but it's not. It's whining. All I hear is, I can't get the men I want. All the women are taking the men I want, and I don't want to compete. I want a handout. You want a Section 8 man? You know what I'm saying? You want an affirmative action boyfriend? You want a DEI hire husband? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Either compete or get lost. If you know you can't compete, whining online like this doesn't make you look good. You could have got away with this maybe up to about 2 years ago. Whenever Cynthia G got kicked off YouTube is probably the last of this that should be seen. Black men don't fall for it. It doesn't run other races of women off. It don't make black women look tough or strong, just insecure. So really, most black women don't even talk like this anymore. They don't want to come across this way. But you look kind of young, you're probably a Xennial, and we know how Xennial women are. They got to outdo the previous generations before them. And a lot of them do it to get praise from the other, or thinking they're going to get praise from the older generations. And most of the time, the older women are like, you took that too far. Go through the comments. Go through the comments. There are black women in there, especially the ones that are a little bit older than her. They're allowed to have preference. What's wrong with that? Some of them are even saying, good riddance. If they don't like me, I don't like them. I like that. She ain't whining about it. She ain't on here making videos about it. She ain't clicking up and podcasting about it. You know what I mean? Moving on with her life. So you got to make a decision. You know, what do you want to do? Do you want the men? Right? Or do you want to whine about what you can't get? And then I want you to understand how that looks and presents itself to other races of people. So you barely are getting black men. And now you're trying to come off racist, prejudice, or whatever to other races. Do you? I got to bring up what Lapeef and them said on one of their podcasts. Ladies, you need to start printing out a transcript of your videos and you need to read it to yourself. Xennials, have someone read it to you or scan it and let, chat, GBT do what it got to do or whatever. But attempt to read it first. But I want you to read what you're saying, preferably out loud to yourself, and listen to what you sound like. And this might help you a little bit better before you get online and you say some stuff and you have people around you that really aren't your friends. Like people say things like, they ain't your friend to let you leave the house like that. They ain't your friend if they let you post that. They're not your friend if they're letting you get online and say things like this. They're not doing it for your best interest if they're letting you sacrifice yourself like this. Hope you understand that. Listen, I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. Females on the Public Balloon Show treat men like a joke. Not understanding they are not the prize. They're getting older. Brother, these wicked black women have tried their best, and I'm not talking about all. Let me say black females. They've tried their best to go with us. And see, a woman can't really win arguments with men. She can't win a physical anything with a man. So they need to group up and try to shame you. But when that doesn't work, it happens all the time. If they can't dominate you, they go back into this victim situation. So it's now black men are bashing black women every day. They bashing us every day. What we could do? Girl, man, listen. This crying ain't gonna get you nowhere. You was all tough, big, bad, independent, and strong. And since black men didn't back down and we started showing you better than we can tell you, and we stopped feeling sorry for you or being nice because y'all women, no, y'all want to show a equal right. Okay, we giving you these words. You catching the business that every other race of people been getting, and why other races of people don't fuck with black men, but we've been letting you go easy for way too long. And now you getting the business, and now it's a problem. You thought you was quick with it, didn't y'all? Y'all thought y'all was the ones with the words. We are black men. We build. We conquer. We evolve. What the hell you think you get them words from? Who you think give you the ideas? Who shows you God in this realm so you can think big like that to be saying stuff? Watch your mouth. You done gotten out here and you've been writing checks your asses can't cash. You ain't built like that. You need them softer black men that's raised by single mothers that's kind of like taking it easy. Soft gloves. Now you're getting these heavy hands. You know what I'm saying? We're giving you these heavy hands. We're giving you that work. And all this crap y'all saying that you think they used to get under our skin, it would get under the skin of single mother, and not just single mother raised men, because some of these men out here get the right guidance and figure it out, but broken males that don't want y'all to dislike them. They don't already know. The ones talking junk already don't like you. And they're losers. What do losers do? They lose and they whine and they cry. When did we start listening to losers? Whenever in history have we ever, right after a loser lose, go to them and be like, listen, this was not fair to you, and we need to do everything possible to put things in your favor next time. So you ain't even got to really worry about ever losing again. Let me go ahead and hold your hand and wipe your tears. Nah. You go over to the winner circle. We over there feeling that winner energy. You know what I'm saying? Feeding off of it, doing what we got to do. And that loser bows your head and you get up out of there. And then you figure out a way to work harder and start winning, or you shut the hell up and move on in life. You end up in the bar one day talking about, man, back in my day, I was something else, but I lost and didn't have that. You just losers, man. And this, again, is not all black women. There's a lot of black women stepping up to the plate, keeping their mouth shut and moving in a feminine type of energy. Salute to y'all. But for y'all hard-headed ass Keishas out here, you don't represent black women. Listen. The black women that are still decent in America will end up with a man. But you Keishas out here that have been faking the funk, it ain't gonna happen for you. And now you know it. Congratulations. You played yourself. Listen, you guys, I don't want to hold y'all up too much longer. I got to get back to this workout before my son gets here, man. I always try to make sure I get Insanity done. Bro, you know how we do. You know what they be doing over here, man. What's that? Oh, for real? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go check. I ain't checked out Anton Daniels' panels in a while, because a lot of times, like with Lapeef and with Anton, these guys are hosting the show, so they talk to these women before they go live, and they'll get these women to say things that they want to say. And some of these guys are doing it for views, and some of them are just kind of sassy, truth be told. And they like the bickering, they like the dramatics, they like the theatrics. So I had to stop watching those panels and stuff like that, because I noticed, like, if men are really on there to try to get to the bottom of things, a prime example of this would be Entrepreneurs with Cars and Moth. What's his name? Rich Cooper, right? These guys, when they have a panel of women, they make sure those women stay respectful, while being respectful to the women, while still holding them to task. And when those women start talking over and start going off script, they hey, they get it back online. And if the woman can handle it, she just bounces off the panel, and they keep it trucking. And the rest of the women on the panel know these men are running this. Okay, I can't be on here just babbling, because they hold them to task. They write down the stuff these women are saying, and after they get done babbling it off, then they go back and they question what they said, right? And then once they start doing that, remember, these women are regurgitating things. There's no real thought in it. It falls apart. They get emotional, and you see what's really going on. When you see these panels and are letting these women just go off, you're not muting them, or not. What are you doing that for? We don't need to hear this regurgitated nonsense that they keep saying over and over and over. We don't need to hear it. You letting them get that off. You notice every time they get that off, every woman that gets done, they're always like, like they sigh, like, feel so good. See, that's what women love to do. They love to yap, nag, and when they get it off, whether it be their spouse, their boyfriend, or online, they feel better. Why are they allowed to feel better? Why are we allowing them to feel better off of us? Shut them mugs up. If they don't know how to respect the rest of the people on the panel, because every time a guy starts making a point, they start talking over him, bringing up stuff out of left field. It's circle talk. It gets nowhere. You can't come to any solutions that way. You won't even shut them up. Bro, I was watching one of them Lapeef panels, and I don't know if y'all know this dude named Sweeney on there. He's about the most liberal, laid back. I've never seen this dude get upset. He was on this panel the other day with this chick, who's a tether, by the way, and didn't even let nobody know that to the end of the doggone podcast. I know Lapeef knew. He had to tell this lady, he was yelling. He was like, be quiet. I've never seen this dude. I was like, I didn't know he had it in him. I was like, congratulations. I didn't know you had it in you, brother. You know what I'm saying? He was like, Lapeef, mute her mic. And you could look at the woman's eyes, they were dead. She wasn't even looking at nobody. She was half drunk. Her eyes were dead, and she was just rattling stuff off without even caring about anything. Just an agent of chaos. Right? Like, you just got to be careful out here, gentlemen. You got to pay attention to this stuff. And when these women are code switching, flipping back and forth, check out No Fugazi. AQ. No, I know who AQ is. Ain't that dude that be talking about birds? Yeah, I think that AQ does the dude that started that bird thing. Or I know he's the only one that really be. If anybody talking about birds, he's the only one I know that really started that bird thing. But yeah, I'll be watching him. No Fugazi. Yeah, I fucks with that. Whatever podcast, don't that have Andrew on there? That dude that be checking those chicks, he's smoking cigarettes. So I'll be watching that too, man. So yeah, those three right there. Yeah. They're on the list. Yeah, Sweeney. You know, he be chilling stuff, and you know, I mean, I'll never really too much have nothing to say negative about him because he don't really bash men too much. He do be feeling like he's, you know, trying to help men with his influence or whatever. But he really is liberal with those women. I mean, he's super calm. But this chick was just doing stuff, man. And she was so by the end of the podcast, though, the actual American black men and women had come to a resolution, and they were good, and they were big up in each other. And this British, you know, first generation tether starts trying to just cause problems. Like, nah, these dudes are just, you know, pandering to you, and you can't be. And she was causing problems. And then at the end, one of the ladies asked the right kind of question, Alyssa or something like that. Asked her where are people from, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my mom or whatever's from Britain." Oh, you a first, and that chick automatically goes, "Oh, you're a first generation tether." And as soon as she said that, what that tether didn't understand is all the black people on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying about American black people, this community, that's where the community comes into play. When we know that there's somebody not us, we automatically get on code. They all the panel got on code and stopped entertaining her altogether. Once they found out she's a tether, they all stopped listening to everything she had to say. And had she said that in the beginning of the podcast live stream instead of 4 hours later, no one would listen to her in the first place. And she knew that because she knows we have that word tether, and she knows why we have it, because tethers tether themselves to us. They come to this country and they're incentivized. You know what I'm saying? I forgot who says. I think it's Godfrey. So shout out to brother Godfrey. I think Godfrey said that when people come over here from another country, they think that it's and it's considered patriotic to hate Black American people. Don't let that go over your heads. Godfrey said that when they come over here, it's considered patriotic for them to hate Black American people. And so when these women that are tethers get on these panels and don't let you know where they're from, and they're talking bad about Black American men, and that whole podcast, they were talking about Jim Crow and slavery. She knows she had no part of that and didn't say nothing. But then she, assimilated Black American women's plight. And then she was cosplaying it more so than the Black women whose actual ancestors went through it. And that's the danger. And that's what we call you tethers. You're not attached to the lineage that you're talking about. So you don't care. So at the end of the day, if we don't come to resolutions, it makes you know, never mind. Because you're not talking about the Brits, wherever your family's from, and the dating issues over there. No, you're talking about over here. You're playing around. You're agents of chaos. And this kind of stuff happens all the time. That's why I'm glad that, things are starting to be asked. We got to ask these people, are you from America? Your lineage from America? What generation are you? Because again, it's considered patriotic for these foreigners to come over here. These melanated foreigners come over here and hate Black American people. It gives them brownie points with the dominant society, right? Whether it's assumed or it's actually given to them. Because you got to remember, they're able to put down that they're white on the census and stuff like that when they come over here, which again adds to the numbers as to why it seems like there's so many more white people than Black people, because they're not just Caucasian white people. Let's not even get into that, man. I don't want to get flagged, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? This country's all a game. Everything's a game. Yeah. He's like, don't feed the birds. Yeah. Good channel. Good channel. You know, and believe it or not, y'all, man, I got a lot of channels out there I fuck with that are all right. You know what I mean? Even faceless channels, dude. Like, it's not like I just get on to certain ones because they get a little bit too bold. But like, there's like I mentioned plenty. The dumpster. I mentioned, and I don't care how these people feel about me. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Got good content, I'm going to watch it or whatever. Hit the like button and keep it trucking. Anything that stimulates thought. But what else? Jet Black. BJS it more. I like that dude. AB or RB Sensei. You know, I think his shit's funny. I think like the way that he makes his videos, he is always cooking Kendra G. Like he relentlessly. If you want Kendra G content, man, that's where you go. He relentlessly cooks all those Kendra G leftovers, because that's what y'all need to retitle your stuff. Retitle it Kendra G's leftovers. It'll hit the algorithm more. You know what I'm saying? Or Kendra G's leftover women. It'll hit the algorithm. So, you know, y'all run with that. But I mean, I'm not out here just mad at the world. All I when I'm working out and stuff, I let stuff roll. The ones I normally take shots at or the videos when I'm working out and I can't let the video play through. I gotta like fast forward it, or I have to like turn the volume down because they're letting this woman talk too long or whatever, and I don't want to hear none of that stupid ass shit she's saying, you know. And then I'm just like, man, I'm gonna say something about this, you know, and go online and I do what I do. But you know, there's a lot of content, you know what I mean, that I watch whenever I'm working out. I work out a lot, so you know, I get to watch some stuff or whatever. But just needs to be a checks and balances here, you know, in there. Like, people are stealing intellectual property a little bit too much, so sometimes there needs to be a little bit of reckoning for that or whatnot. But you know, everybody's not out here on those super malicious stuff. You got to remember YouTube and every other platform, they're teaching people copy paste. I got a video coming up here next about that, because I want y'all to understand, like, it's a twerk video, but it's deeper than that. It's an Asian woman twerking, and I don't have no problem with the Asian community, y'all. I'm coming to Thailand, but I want you to understand something between God-given divine talent and being taught something out of a book, or teaching yourself something and breaking it down into a science, and step for step for step. When you break things down and have to be taught, you can never teach or come up with nothing new. So I don't care how good K-pop is. I don't care how good Asians can break dance. Asians are known to be what? Like the most like educated. They love school, right? They love studying, right? We're not going to act like they don't have an obsession with studying Black American culture. We're not going to act like that. We're not going to act like we don't sit around and study other cultures. If we sat down and studied other people, we would come up with something new off of what we studied. We wouldn't be doing exactly what our creativity won't allow us to do that. Just like y'all be saying that Black people are extra. That extra you talk about is the creative force that innovates everything that everyone takes from. Don't let that go over your head. Show some respect. Because the people that you think are too much are the ones innovating everything. That too much is what that little bit of creativity is. That's that spark. That's that pizzazz. You know, that's what is needed to create things. You know what I mean? So if you're bland, you don't really know how to come up with nothing, that's going to annoy you because you ain't got it in you. When you have it in you, it ignites a spark in you to want to create something on your own, not in a competitive way, but like in a inspired type of way. So what I don't mind them copying what we do, but I don't want to hear people making it seem like they are perfecting anything. You don't perfect shit that you don't come up with. You're studying it. Remember, I always tell y'all stuff like, you know, people go to school, somebody had to write the books. Somebody had to write the books. That had to come from somewhere. When they're studying you and breaking down your entire culture and putting in books, that's where it's coming from. That's the inspiration for the books. They end up teaching everybody else. Do you understand how the world works? You need the Black folks around to be the spark, the idea, so that you can write the books to teach everybody else how to do it down to 1s and 2s and 3s, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. We don't move like that. We can watch you breaking something down or doing something, and then we'll be able to more than likely catch it. And then we're going to add our own little spin to it, guaranteed. We don't black folk, we don't sit down and study like that. We don't study people like that. We don't have to. You know what I mean? So I want y'all to understand there's a difference. Don't sit here and give people credit where if let me tell you the problem with that, right? The problem with that is the killer of creativity is copy paste, copycatting, studying talent too much. The study of talent and making it to where everyone can do it is the killer of creativity. Because what you're trying to do is you're humbly bragging, oh, I can do it too, but did you come up with it? Did you come up with it? Did you pull it from the ether? Where you just chilling and just started moving your body, you know what I mean? And feeling the rhythm, the natural rhythm of this realm, getting in alignment with it and coming up with something? Or did you sit there and slow things down, pause, study, take note, study, take note, study, take note until you perfected it good enough to be presented to the public? Do not conflate those two things. Please stop playing around. Black folks have woken up. We're not playing with y'all. We don't mind you imitating us, but this whole imitation is a greatest form of flattery. That's gaslighting. That's gaslighting. That's some devil words. That's devil. That's witchcraft. That's word magic right there. Imitation is hey, listen, get inspired by me. Don't imitate me. What are you imitating for? Huh? You want to replace? You want to replace? Do you think if you imitate enough, you will be able to replace? Do you think if you imitate enough, you'll get that spark of light to be able to come up with stuff? Don't know. Don't care. But that's another video, you guys. That's why I want to keep it separate. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And again, just a twerking video, but there's more to it, man. You gotta read deeper. Find y'all. Cheek Slant Gospel. Y'all take a look at some of these places, man. Okay. Y'all go back and take a look at some of these different channels. But yeah, man, you guys hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe. Let me know if you agree or disagree. But that's the overall premise of the video was about Black women moving like this and how it's not going to get you what you want. You're going to have to find a way to stop whining about it and find a way to get the men that want to come back to you. And it's 2025. You know what I mean? The race thing is the race bait. It's not going to work. You might get other Black women, but what good is that doing you? Unless y'all going to start laying with each other, which again, you can. Just leave us alone. You know what I mean? We don't want that community title just to give you a ability to criticize us. Like, oh, well, it's a Black community. No, stop. Black people. Until we start acting like a community, you don't deserve to get to say that kind of stuff. Communities move in silence, get things done, to build a community and generational wealth. You're out here online using community as a shaming tactic in front of all other races of people. White women don't even do that. So you got to rethink your approach, and you got to understand how you're coming across to us. You talking about slave masters and your oppressor. Damn. How have you Black women not been oppressing us for like the past 40 years too? When I say modern slave masters, I'm talking about y'all. When I say that term, I'm talking about y'all. You feel like you have the right to keep us in place. Make sure that our ego don't get too big. Make sure that we only operate and move a certain kind. How is that not a slave master? You have systems in place that benefit you and benefit Black women only. How is that not white supremacy? You're able to use these systems to further oppress your men. How is that not white supremacy? Social media is in your favor. You can get on here and talk about deleting Black male babies, and I can't even say ho. I can't even say bitch. I can't even say a few words that get my videos flagged. The system is set up for you to be able to oppress your men, and you do it willingly, like slave masters cracking the whip. And then you turn around, just like an abusive relationship, and say, whoa, 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 where are you going? Why are you leaving? I love you. We love you so much, black man. Don't leave us like that. All we do is march in the streets for you. We take up for you all the time. We do. Shut the hell up. That is mental manipulation, and you ought to be ashamed. I'm just telling you the truth, and we're not falling for it no more. Get yourselves together, okay? Get yourselves together. Love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.